At first glance, Julian Schnabel's In the Hand of Dante promises a wild, unpredictable ride, yet it ultimately delivers a chaotic and fragile adventure that leaves you wondering what just happened. The director boldly claims there is no reason why a kid from a family of gangsters couldn't be the reincarnation of Dante Alighieri, setting the tone for a film that throws convention out the window. But here's where it gets controversial. This audacious confidence mirrors the film's own sprawling, sometimes disjointed nature. If the legendary Renaissance poet Dante could abandon his beloved Beatrice for another woman, then surely Gerard Butler can convincingly play a Renaissance pope, and Gal Gadot can embody Botticelli's Venus, albeit one who feels more like a flat cutout than a living character, amid a frenetic production largely bankrolled by Cartier. The story unfolds across two timelines with distinct visual styles. The 1300s are presented in vivid color, while the early 2000s are shown in stark black and white. But the connection between these eras feels tenuous at best, despite actors portraying different roles in each period. At the heart of the film is Nick, Oscar Isaac, a character inspired by the real-life writer, journalist, and biographer Nick Tosches, whose novel forms the backbone of this whirlwind narrative. Surrounding Nick are his new secretary Guiletta, Gal Gadot, the brash and efficient hitman Lewis, Gerard Butler, and the enigmatic Joe Black, John Malkovich, whose network of informants has uncovered what was thought to be a lost original manuscript of Dante's The Divine Comedy. Although Nick's knowledge of Renaissance literature seems more like a personal hobby and a means to boost his ego, it's enough for Joe Black to entrust him with verifying the manuscript's authenticity. Nick appears trustworthy, even if we've already heard him admit to a dark past, confessing to killing another child at the age of 10. The film opens with a title card offering some background on Dante Alighieri and Nick Tosches, but it fails to establish a clear connection for viewers unfamiliar with the book. It's perfectly fine to expect audiences to catch up as the story unfolds, but Schnabel and co-writer Louise Kugelberg demand a lot from viewers in the first act, making the complex time jumps feel confusing rather than intriguing. A more thoughtful approach to introducing these instead, In the Hand of Dante overwhelms with its literary allusions, lofty wisdom, and sometimes gaudy aesthetic choices, drowning the audience in whimsy before they can even say Alighieri. Much of the film's theatrical flair, through dialogue, gestures, and costumes, is reserved for the 14th century scenes, where you can admire Martin Scorsese's almost elfin beard and demeanor as he mentors a struggling Dante, played by Oscar Isaac, through his writer's block. Their exchanges, along with Nick's monologues about penmanship in the modern timeline, risk coming off as pretentious and off-putting, if not for the powerhouse performances. Oscar Isaac's delivery, especially when reciting Dante's verses in the original Italian with precise inflection and rhythm, is mesmerizing and lends the film a rare grace. However, this charm largely disappears in the present-day storyline, where Isaac's character is hardened by Nick's stubbornness. The actor makes a commendable effort to expand the emotional range of his role. At times, Nick Tosches even seems to morph into a slicker, more controlled figure, reminiscent of William Tell from The Card Counter. Unlike Paul Schrader's crime thrillers, Schnabel's film seems to mock the genre outright, culminating in a bizarre yet oddly captivating final scene set in Venice, like a fleeting dream. In the Hand of Dante is at its most compelling just before reality sets back in. Its beauty often jolts you through stunning landscapes, dramatic skies, and Oscar Isaac's face, captured with a slightly elevated camera angle by cinematographer Roman Vasyanov. Positioned metaphorically between Dante's Inferno and Paradise, the film proudly wears its revisionist approach like a sash in a beauty pageant, without quite earning the crown. In the Hand of Dante made its debut at the 2025 Venice Film Festival. So what do you think? Does Schnabel's daring blend of history, literature, and crime thriller succeed in creating something fresh, or does it fall apart under its own ambition? Is the film's chaotic style a bold artistic choice, or simply a confusing mess? Share your thoughts and join the conversation below.